Did Bawumia, the Northerner, bring the Northern votes?
Did he?
I'm asking you. So you can't ask a question that doesn't make sense.
Vice President Bawumia, since COVID, we are still being charged COVID levies. God will judge you for that. God will judge you, Mr. Mahmoud Bawumia. God will judge you for e-levy, and God will judge you for all the unfair and unjust treatment that you have brought to Ghanaians.
Madam was Namasamu Baba Snap News Series. Any day, the Kaya will show us a video. So, what do we now was subscribe and was a video? So, am I? When come to share you to meet your comment section one name of the web 1 million say, when the item name overcome someone Casa. 2024 elections, it will go and somewhere by the degree. Now, a month for Bika. Yes, audio, a suffer for a title for a bomb, dear announce, yes, we are suffer power, and so suffer penini. And we audio na me atete say Sabiota fracture Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia dear esan say it is alleged esan say Sabio or Ekremoni ntimi ontimi media de anas ontimi ma ema meye Ghana man binu audio bi ayete ye no so bibi ntimi ye dan emebo na in the meantime no na ensem bebre so asa ba after election years so echi Rev.Owusu Bempah ba be kan sem bi afa ho mommy anko ani nkotie wa change akon sem bi a na wo kan ye ba na de Rev.Owusu Bempah de na so wo kan so ye aba be to aso me da se mommy anko nkotie
oh yeah no be sam say friend me say na so e friend me bo change akon when ma se me free na no ba e bi Ashanti man kill am e no twe no hunda dem na tua kasa ya two. All the 6 or 8 bullets entered and came from my back. Ya two. Me count 9. And the foam team. Nyami obe o nyami oshirawa no oshirawa. Me told from no. Then I crawled into a room. Dead bodies. Me dawana boy bi ananko ye juma e wo Legon Hall annex 2 oye cleaner e vrena wuku. But ojai call army. Odime kaba no yi me shirt. And exit wound no. Or more shirt and the pushy shape to slow down the bleeding. Timi dawa na jaumbeta si ye nyina e de call. What do I know? That time na me down amongst the other bodies. I was told that we were 49 shot on that day. I was the only survivor. Trauma time we went straight to 37 military hospital mortuary. Na omo tagi yen and na me chairman like and son and nurse okro no who say hey asemasi omui trauma time me 2 trailers and na dese de me kaya ne say me bisa ma me nurse ne say your friend is saying and also your friend no Lily Tamaklu and I'm sure me mama your friend no Jane Ejako na ha not into me sirawa ko ka kire say asamo atumi and the woman assured me said nothing will happen to you to the me call receiving a year of the theater me kodru ho na me classmate Chester Anitex in Manchester was the doctor on duty onokra who was South Africa hey Torino and okofre Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Akpalu the surgeon on duty no only Dr. Asari bi na ye operate and Akpalu ba no si no so Akpalu started working menaya Akpalu na can say I dare not give you anesthesia me ma anesthesia that would kill you so they started operating without the anesthesia na kikri they put me in the recovery, but I was told, said the instruction was that if after a certain number of hours my revival come back to much. Luckily, Major Okwe, Professor Okwe was the head nurse on duty. on your bomb ho ban the kakra sa na meniti and send me call ward the next day na suma soldier for say me family free hospital ho and monsieur Levallois no say hine ha yempene na miam senior another senior pata donko no kan and kakra look, I was in hospital for almost 3 months, 2.5 months. I used
snap news TV so now it's already Boacheja Koya to a brew MPP Mupa Yepa. No people say 8 bullets or the other way killer Lumiana. Killer Lumino Timmy Jip bullets bear the all operas still. And you're very just say it to a timia phone about one every Namiajan and Pampa and Yashe, a better than but in the meantime, on answer the day, Rev.Owusu Bempah and send some more kind concerning Vice President B. No work and Penifo, and Penifo the Kuba say, a good away when you do rap. And some of our Canadians will be in say a Reverend Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or the or Canasa. Now, Momian Quay. Nienkuti ababa wa bia woni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eje adwuma aso wonim ne pai yo no akasa ebeye ne PA a na teso serve na woni ne ko ba bia etu kwan enti ne sem o kana timu se wonim Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia yie pa momien ko nienkuti ne sem no ye ba ne the Rev.Owusu Bempah de no so aye abeto aso medas.
I work closely with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as his personal assistant at his campaign office. So I worked with him.
And what was that like?
Well, at the initial stage, it was cool. You know, we all had it in this country, the economic messiah, the economic waistcoat. So I was excited to have the opportunity to work closely with him, book his appointment at the campaign office, sit in his meetings and write his minutes, serve him his coffee, his food, and whatever he may assign me to do. And also did travel sometimes with him. So it was very exciting, I would say. But along the line, I realized Dr. Bawumia lacked leadership. He was not just my boss, he was like a father to me. At a point in time, an incident happened at the office. But I will not go into details now. I won't go into details. But with the approach to that particular situation, I realized it lacked leadership. I realized that.
What was the approach?
His approach lacked boldness, firmness, fairness, and courage.
Really?
And these are essential qualities of any good leader.
But this is a leader who is saying he has bold solutions, you know, for the people of Ghana.
You
are saying he lacked boldness in taking decisions at his office?
He cannot. You know, I came to the conclusion that with what happened, he's easily manipulated and dictated to.
Really?
It's sad, but people control Dr. Bawumia.
Seriously?
People tell him what to do. And it's sad that a leader will not have an opinion of his own. It's sad.
This is the vice president of the country we're talking about.
Well, he holds the position, but who is he when it comes to his leadership style? That is what we are talking about.
What did you see at the office which is making you jump, or should I say arrive at this?
I would say, I will still not go into the issues. I know you're trying to push me. But with his approach, when it comes to solving issues, putting his foot down when it matters the most, pulling the bull by the horn, correcting people when they are misbehaving. He cannot even correct a group of about 10 people working around him when some are misbehaving. So it saddens my heart that people will think he can handle the affairs of our beautiful country of over 32 million people. I don't think Dr. Bawumia can. He will be overwhelmed. Ghana will not be safe under Dr. Bawumia's leadership. And I'm not going to mince words because people need to know it. I have had a personal experience so they can make an informed choice. It's as simple as that.
Did something happen between you and Dr. Bawumia? Was there a beef? Was there an incident? Are you bitter about something?
No, there's no
saying
beef.
that the vice president of the country, flag bearer of the NPP, who was chosen overwhelmingly by delegates as the man to lead us. You are sitting here saying that this is not a leader who is fit.
Why am I saying that he is not the right person for the country? Because that is really what the situation is. And if I can say what I know to help Ghanaians to make an informed choice, why should I keep quiet when it matters the most? Because we need critical leadership. And I know that my former boss and father cannot offer that.
That is somebody
leadership.
who is head of the economic management team.
And what was the performance?
Who has been at the helm of affairs, dealing with, issues surrounding the economy, among other things. That's why the president brought him in, because the president believed in him, and the president believes that he has delivered. And you think otherwise.
And that has reflected in the results. Bad leadership gives us bad outcome and bad output, bad performance. We will not lie to ourselves. We are all in this country. Before 2016, Dr. Bawumia was making rounds. He was in our faces, Ashasi University, Central University, talking about how weak the economy is. Because that was the only role the president expected him to do. It was about the CD. The CD was about 3.8 or let's say 4 CD. But that was very bad as at that time. Recently, he had a media presser. He said what he said then was true is now true as well.
About the fundamentals being...
But exactly, but we cannot come to this conclusion now. You see the dishonesty. He's not a consistent leader as well.
And you saw that when you were working with him in his office?
I saw that. It's sad, but that is really, I saw that. The economy, he's performed abysmally. And Ghanaians will be making a choice based on what has happened with the economy. He said we are suffering. Do you remember, Lantam? You remember?
That he's far better than Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, whom you work closely with.
Mr. Lantam, I've already told you about the leadership style, which will come to play. That is very important to Ghanaians. He provides a very compelling alternative, coupled with experience. He's talking about advocating for a very responsive government to the decay in the system when it comes to corruption. He's talking about jobs. And it's evident during his time and now, the unemployment rate has risen to, it's high from 8% to 14%. And I even love when I hear the MPP and my former boss throwing figures around that they've created jobs, 2.6 million jobs, and they intend to create more when given the nod.
Have they not done that? There's been planting for food and jobs.
TESCOM members in the party, that is the youth in our party. If indeed we've created jobs, how come about 98% of TESCOM members don't have jobs? They've been jobless for the past 8 years, 7 years, 6 years.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say you and I were not there. It is in Kamwasem Bibli. Mommy uncle Niyokuti and some of Rev.Owusu Bempah Walker, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and it said a beggar who be demand penny dear. And here on one as a mommy uncle Niyokuti. But that's 9 Tana is about Kais, I don't mess up News TV. And any day, the car wash your Casafidia. So, what do me and no subscribe and was I say videos right? Am I? My patron subscribe, we also I don't mind people or no. For some years, I don't mind. Said the bay, video be a to my son, so doing when I was a medical can. But as a moment, I'm quite near with your Rev.Owusu.
MPP, there is something in MPP that the Lord revealed to me. That is some form of a hardened heart. That is one person, about one person. Because of his heart. God often does not want to allow MPP into power. Just because of one person. Just because of one person. This one thing God doesn't want. That somebody would touch Christians or followers of Christ. So if you have any intention So when you to me that when I have power, now I would rise up against a religion or a form of worship that is godly or Christianity in a nation. Even when you have it, God will take it away from you. I am saying it in a proverb, but it is a prophecy. Just because of one person. If NPP is not careful, they may never come back to power just because of one person. Just because of one vice. God looks into his heart. God realizes that if that person receives power, it will not help the cause of his people. Not the main person or the first person. If it was left with the first person or the leading person, but after this leading person, the next person or the second person who is likely to take over, that the first person would allow him to come to power after him. It will affect Christianity and to lift up another religion, and that one would have authority over Christianity and will withdraw the hand of God. And the angel of God no in Ghana says, so God said, no, if this branch does not break from the tree, I will not allow